This is the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Do you play FanDuel and feel like you aren't creating consistent money-making lineups? Go over to the DFS Doctors on Twitter at the DFS Doctors and DM them with promo code Detroit Sports to get a free trial for their analytically formulated 70% lifetime profit rate NFL and NBA lineups. The whole purpose of playing daily fantasy sports is to get out there and compete and give yourself a chance to win. So go over to the DFS Doctors. Let them help you. They have analysts on staff that look at the best optimal lineup that you can put out there to win money. So why not take advantage? At the DFS Doctors, promo code Detroit Sports.
CBD is a game changer sweeping the nation. This hemp extract is the natural way to elevate your mood, eliminate aches and pains, reduce anxiety, and keep you sleeping all night long. It can even cut your workout recovery time in half. Get in the game today with 20% off all orders of CBD and lavender products from Lavender Lane, a lavender farm located right here in Milan, Michigan. Just go to lavenderlanemi.com today and enter coupon code Detroit for 20% off your entire order. Guys, look, these amazing products are infused with calming lavender to maximize their effectiveness, meaning your CBD items only take minutes to take effect, which is way quicker than those pills you were about to swallow. On top of it, they are perfect for men and women. Lavender Lane has lab-tested CBD creams, tinctures, and roll-ons that are perfect for any situation, even if you're on the go. Put your health back in your hands by heading over to lavenderlanemi.com and entering coupon code Detroit for 20% off your entire order of CBD and lavender products. What do you have to lose? Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. So if you need lavender gifts for your loved ones or just looking for the natural way to ease your discomfort with CBD, go to lavenderlanemi.com and use coupon code Detroit to unlock these miraculous benefits of CBD and lavender. That's lavenderlanemi.com. And remember, use coupon code DETROIT for 20% off your CBD and lavender products from Michigan's own Lavender Lane.
What's up, Detroit sports fans? Welcome back to the Fan Reporter Show, made by fans for fans, powered by the Detroit Sports Podcast Network. I'm Nick, and sitting right across from me is my boy Andrew's going to give us this week's topics.
More trade rumors are circling around the Pistons organization, and Derrick Rose is squarely in the crosshairs. We give you our thoughts, take a look at some potential trade packages. This is the Fan Report.
Well, nice short and sweet intro to this one.
There's not that much going on in the city of Detroit right now.
No, it is a very slow sports news week. We do have Matt Patricia and the Lions coaching staff at the Senior Bowl right now, getting ready for some Senior Bowl practices. We actually did have a clip come out of that of, I believe it was Shea Patterson botched a snap.
Unfortunately, we can't show the clip because this is a purely audio medium.
Yes, right.
I don't know what that pause was.
I was confused on what the hell. Like I was like, wait, what? Oh, it was a very because I guess Shea Patterson botched a snap and Matt Patricia was not having that, so he just ripped him a new asshole with it, saying we gotta fucking do this. You can't have this bullshit and all this stuff, and it was funny. I laughed. I've actually heard quite a few really positive things coming about the Lions coaching staff coming out of the Senior Bowl about how great the communication is and how intelligent they are, how well they work together, how informative they are to them and to the players. And I'm sitting here reading that, going, okay, where the hell was this last year? Where the hell has this been the last 2 years? Do we have a different? Should this guy be coaching college football players? Mm-hmm. But we'll see what happens at the Senior Bowl. If there's, I will say I do kind of like the fact that they're involved with the Senior Bowl because it gives them a different look and an extra close look at some of the guys early in the draft. So maybe they'll see,
Maybe if I'm wrong, doesn't like every team send a scout to the Senior Bowl? Isn't that like a very
They're actually coaching the Senior Bowl.
Oh, you're right.
They're coaching the Senior Bowl, so they get an even more in-depth look inside. Them, I believe it's them and the Bengals staff that's doing it. The Bengals. So that it is one thing to look at, and hopefully it gives the Lions a little bit more of a look, a closer look at what they could potentially get with the number 3 pick, or if they want to trade back. Which, if they're not going after a quarterback, I want them to trade back. I know the Dolphins are a good trade chip there. If the Dolphins are willing to give us like their 2nd and 3rd round picks from this year to go along with their first at 5, oh yeah, I'd take that all day. Give me those draft picks. Let's stockpile them and let's see what happens. They're taking the mold of what, I don't mean to harp on the whole Patriot way, but they're taking the Patriot way, who averages like 10 picks a draft. The 49ers in their recent rebuild years, they've averaged like 9 to 10 picks a draft lately. And look where they're at. And, so if that's what we're going to look at and we want to build talent, give yourself more shots to get the good talent out of the draft and see what happens. But before we get into the Derrick Rose stuff, I did have some serious business to take care of, and I want to discuss with you and just kind of gauge your thoughts.
Going on in Detroit?
Slightly. So, girlfriend and I are going to a housewarming party this upcoming weekend, right? We have in this housewarming party. There's going to be like, if I had to guess, like 20 people there. I really don't know how many people. I'm not the point of contact for this.
They finally get a heating unit or something. Or?
Oh my god, that quite possibly is the dumbest joke I've ever heard.
But dad jokes.
Oh man, wow. All right, starting off on a great note. But I'm not the point of contact for this, so I don't know exactly how many people are going to be there, who's going. I know whose house it is. So we have this housewarming party coming up this weekend, and it's a bunch of people that we tend to go out with and tend to drink with every now and then, whenever. So while we go, well, mind you, let me just preface this by saying they want everybody to bring an appetizer. Okay. So here's our thought process. Our being my girlfriend and I. Our thought process is when there's that many people going to a party and everybody is bringing an appetizer, that's a lot of appetizers for everyone. Like, that's a lot of food. So we're thinking, since as a group, the guy whose house that we're going to, and since, as a group, we've kind of developed our own shot at the bar. It's not ours, but like it's something that we do every time we go out called a mini beer. We thought we would bring mini beers to the party and bring shots for our appetizer as a replacement, considering there's going to be just an extreme amount of food. And I just kind of want to, and we've been kind of throwing this back and forth going, is it okay to do this? Like, is this, I know we're adults now, but is this still okay? Can we do this? So I kind of wanted to gauge your thoughts, and considering that there's absolutely fuck all going on in the city of Detroit that's worth really talking about outside of what we're about to, I wanted to gauge your thoughts on that.
Let me preface by saying this. What kind of shots are we talking?
I just said mini beers.
Which are?
It's liquor 43 and heavy cream.
Liquor 43.
So you layer the heavy cream on top of the liquor 43. It looks straight up, and you pour it in a little mug, in a tiny mug. Straight up looks like a beer in a mug.
Yeah. But
it's mini and it's liquor.
Okay. If I was the homeowner throwing this housewarming party because the house is finally warm, I would. I'd have no issues with you bringing shots. However, I'm not the type of person that's going to say, "Hey, everyone, bring appetizers." I would actually probably would say, "Don't bring anything." I would probably,
if I were to tell someone to bring something, it would be select few people that I know. Like, I don't have a problem asking them to do something.
Yeah.
I've been to several parties where they say, "Hey, bring an app when you come."
Yeah.
I have no issue with that. That's not saying that you shouldn't do that or that it's not cool to do that. I just personally prefer to do it my way so that I don't have a fuckload of food, like more food that I could fit in my fridge when there's going to be leftovers, because nobody eats that much food. That's why I prefer to say, like, okay, you bring that, I got the rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but as far as this specific situation is concerned, if this person specifically said bring appetizers, maybe.
I mean, I guess technically I really don't know what the exact verbiage was. The way she described it to me was, I think he wants us to everyone to bring an appetizer. Not, hey, he wants right. I think that, like, that's the verbiage that was given to me. So I'm thinking, okay, did he actually say, all right, everybody bring an app, or is he just kind of hinting at it?
Bring an app and shots.
Yeah, but that's a lot. That's, you got to cook and you got to pay for it.
Dessert and shots. Like cookies.
That's still a lot of food,
you can
though.
You can get like a 12-pack cookies at Kroger for like $12, or not even $12.
Well, the money's not the problem. It's the effort that has to go into cooking things.
Zero effort.
I know that's true. However, that's still a lot of food.
Okay, do Jello shots count as an appetizer?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a lot of effort into making those, though. That's like an all-day ordeal to make Jello shots.
That could be a little girlfriend-boyfriend bonding thing. You guys, let's make Jello shots.
Yeah, but
together.
I don't know that we have time to do that.
What time is the housewarming party?
I have no idea.
Because just like. How long does it take to make a Jello shot? Or a tray of Jello shots?
Well, think about it this way. How long does it take to make Jello? Probably like, what, 6 hours for it to solidify?
Jello in ages.
It probably takes like 3 to 6 hours, if I had to guess. Look up the Jello recipe.
Let's ask the good old Google. How long does it take to make Jello?
Just Jello shots. Let's narrow it down. Let's get the specificities out of the way.
Take to make Jello shots. Okay.
Is it specificities or specificities?
So
I really don't know.
A basic Jello shot recipe. Obviously, you can throw the recipe. You can throw the ingredients together in minutes. Should be in the fridge for at least 2 hours, but no longer than 4 hours.
Oh, that's not true.
So
I've put them in freezers for like 36 hours before.
Well, basically, like, I should rephrase this. It's saying it says 2 to 4 hours. So I'm assuming that's just how long.
All right. See, that's a long time. I ain't got that kind of time. I got stuff I want to do on Saturday.
Layered, then you do like each individual layer.
Okay,
times.
Ain't nobody that fancy.
But
ain't nobody that fancy.
But like you can get away with it 2 hours. You can get away with it.
Yeah, but that's still a long time, man. That's a lot. Like I got stuff I got to do Saturday.
Yeah, just wake up in the morning, get it mixed, and go. You know,
I want to play hockey in the morning. I got to go shopping throughout the day.
Sit and stare at it while it's in the fridge. You'll put it in the fridge and you leave.
Okay, what's the preparation time?
The prep time?
Yes.
I mean, you're just literally just mixing a couple ingredients. I'm certain it's minutes. Let's see.
I don't know. Whenever my family does Jello shots for the holiday parties, they always talk about how it's like an all-day ordeal. Granted, they are making like 8 different kinds along with pudding shots too, so like it's a little different. But
so all you're doing is you're gonna boil some water, and then you're gonna pour the gelatin mix and add vodka and cold water into the mixing bowl. Mix everything together and pour into cups.
That's it.
Yeah. So however long it takes to boil water and pour shit into it.
I will throw the suggestion out to my girlfriend, see what she says. I know that she was, because of the fact that specific shots become a tradition with the mini beers, that's why we wanted to lean that way.
Yeah, we can do. I mean, all right. Honest suggestion here is I just call the person. Like, hey, it's cool for shots.
I'll see him tonight. I'll see him later on tonight. But
okay.
Yeah.
That'd be my honest suggestion.
But we kind of wanted to surprise him with the mini beer. Just like show up with the 2 bottles, be like, hey.
Then don't say shots. Say, can it be appetizers or can it be other fare? Or does it have to be appetizers?
Fair. All right. I like that idea.
Does it have to be specifically appetizers? Just
okay.
That.
I like that idea.
That way he doesn't know where you're going, but he knows you got.
We're up to something.
You got something.
We're up to something. You rascal kids! I would have gotten away with it too. Oh man! All right.
Jello shots are dangerous though.
Yeah.
Like, cause you can't. Like, it just like I feel like I'm just drinking Jello. Like it.
Depends. I've had some Jello shots that taste like straight alcohol. Those are gross.
Anywho, on to the sports here. So, yeah, the Pistons have been involved in trade rumors involving Derrick Rose.
Wow, you went no delay in that one. You just went right in.
Nope, went right in. Dove right in. What were the 2 teams that... I remember there was a Bleacher Report update that specified 2 teams. I think the Knicks were one of them.
For Drummond or for
Derrick Rose?
The Lakers.
It was Knicks and Lakers?
Yes, the Lakers are the big one. I haven't seen anything about any... It was the Clippers. It was the Clippers and the Lakers, if I remember. Or Sixers and the Lakers.
Sixers and Lakers right here.
Sixers, okay. Lakers, Magic, Bulls are all teams that a specific Bleacher Report article mentions.
You and I were too busy talking about farts and candles, and it got buried in my little...
Yes, that is a day in the life of Nick and Andrew.
But anyway, so because I do have a Bleacher Report article here that basically just kind of creates a bunch of...
before we get into the Derrick Rose, because I feel like that is going to kind of be the meat and potatoes of everything here.
Yeah.
Let's kind of backtrack here and talk about the Drummond stuff a little bit, because we did have another team come out, it was either yesterday or today, and say that they're now out of the running for Andre Drummond in the New York Knicks. Obviously, we saw the Hawks come out and say they were out on Andre Drummond last week.
Totally.
On Andre Drummond last week, and we actually got a report today stating why the Hawks nixed the trade and backed down. And it's because of what Andre Drummond is going to cost to extend him. They didn't want to attach a first-round pick to him as well. So they didn't want to attach a first-round pick in the trade, knowing what the costs and the possibilities of extending him, and then the possibilities of him leaving and just playing out the rest of this year and being gone.
And even then, I don't even know if because I remember when that trade rumor was happening, I didn't like the package that the Knicks were saying back. We would have had involved another player, and there was no pick involved, and they were going to send us like Ntilikina and Julius Randle. And I'm like,
that's the Knicks. I'm talking specifically the Hawks right now.
Oh, I thought
that's why the Hawks wanted to back out.
Yeah, I know.
That's why the Hawks wanted to back out. They didn't want to attach a first-round pick to the trade as well, and because of the fact that Andre Drummond could just walk at the end of the year and what he's going to cost to re-sign.
Yeah.
But the Knicks did come out and say that they don't want to be in, that they don't want him either. And as you mentioned, we didn't really like that trade package anyways. It just didn't make sense for either team to go with that trade. The Pistons would be taking on a ton of projects that haven't panned out. And Dennis Smith and Frank Ntilikina. And what would be the positives for the Pistons in that trade outside of
it
getting something for
the
Drummond?
Knicks never made sense to you because they have a young guy that's good and very similar to Drummond and Mitchell Robinson. So
and you can't play them alongside each other.
No, because they're like the same player.
Right. So the Knicks never really made sense to me either. If they wanted to go for the trade and get, sweeten the deal a little bit, sure, but
it
wasn't going to be the case, so they've kind of backed down. So that's where we are with Andre Drummond. I still hope they get a deal done.
Trade market for him is slowly
dwindling big time. I'm getting a little worried that the Pistons aren't going to get a deal done.
There seemed to be a lot of interest when it initially came out. And then
we saw the Hawks, we're deep in trade talks with the Hawks, and then the Knicks were involved. Then you see like a list of a bunch of other teams saying, and now we're starting to see
Toronto come in the play.
Yeah, and then
Boston.
now we're starting to see teams just dwindle out when we're going, oh, shit. But back into the Derrick Rose talks. Obviously, we mentioned the Lakers, Sixers. The Lakers, Sixers, Bulls, and the other team was the Magic have all been connected. Have all been kind of looked at as potential trade suitors for Derrick Rose.
And we have an article from Andy Bailey published on the 20th. He basically does trade machine scenarios.
He basically gave you what a trade for Derrick Rose could potentially
But before we get
at.
into that, before we get into these actual trades, just big picture here, do you want the Pistons to trade Derrick Rose?
I do. And reason being is I feel like Derrick Rose at this point is one of those players that's a ticking time bomb. It's only so long before he potentially gets hurt again.
Yeah.
And he's playing the best basketball he's played since his first knee injury. Since before his first knee injury.
Basically, Blake Griffin.
It's basically that.
Blake Griffin scenario.
Don't make the same mistake twice. Not only that though, but with Derrick Rose, his contract is attractive. He has the option next year that's still fairly inexpensive, very inexpensive for the level of play that he's getting right now. And it's a guy that you can potentially move for something at the moment. His value will never be higher than it is right now. So why not jump at the opportunity to trade him before something could possibly go wrong? I've seen a lot of people say, let him stay around for another season, pick up the option, let him play next year and, mentor the young guys or be a part of the team that's coming next year. Well, I'm sorry, but this team is more than 1 year away from being a real true contender. Yeah. 2, he's never really been looked at as a big time mentor player. And 3, his value can only go down from here. So with those 3 things being said, of course I want them to trade him now, and I think they should, because if they don't, you're making the same mistake you made with Blake Griffin last year.
And Derrick Rose actually asked him. I remember he was actually asked to mentor players, and he was like, I think it was with the Knicks, and he was like, "No, I'm not."
That's not him. He's never been a mentor type player.
So I feel like he's earning every cent of a $7.3 million this year that he's getting paid.
Oh,
but
more so.
There is a like you said with Derrick Rose and his injury history. Because his option next year for 7.7. There's a very real chance that you have nearly $8 million in dead cap money next year.
Absolutely.
Because there's a very real chance that Derrick Rose gets hurt, and you kind of want to.
The more you play him in a season, the more you have to worry about one of his knees. Not even saying blowing it out, but start to see a degenerative knee start to nag on him a little bit, and he has to play fewer and fewer minutes, or skip a game here and there that you weren't expecting him to, or miss a week of basketball because of a sore knee.
Yeah.
The more you play him, and the deeper into the season this goes, the more I worry about that, and the more likely that is to happen. Yeah. So at this point, I'm saying trade him now, get what you can for him. I don't think you're going to get a first round pick out of him unless the team is desperate.
That's part 2 of my question, is because I haven't looked at the packages yet, but like what do you think? What kind of haul can we get for Derrick Rose? Because I don't know if teams are willing to go that much for him. It's not they don't need to give up any It's not going to be an issue to make the money work. No, they can give up a lesser player and still make the money work. It's not technically an expiring deal. There's not much attractiveness there, other than the fact that he's playing very well right now. But teams are also very well aware of his injury history. So
there's a couple of trade partners that really do make sense in my mind. But I don't know that you're quite looking at a first round pick for Derrick Rose attached with anything.
Yeah.
I think if you're looking at a first round pick, it's back end of first, 25 or later. And if you're looking at second-round picks, I'd go for 2 second-round picks and maybe grab something and maybe grab a young player that hasn't quite panned out but still has a lot of potential. And the first guy that comes to mind for me is actually one of the guys mentioned in this article, and that's a trade deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, Derrick Rose has played with LeBron in the past when he played with Cleveland before he got traded down, I want to say to no. I don't remember who he got traded to, but that whole situation did not work out. He averaged only like 9.5 points a game, did not play a ton, was not a very good player that year, and then ended up getting hurt.
I think you're saying who we got traded to from Cleveland, like after he went to Cleveland, he got traded to Minnesota.
Minnesota, that's right. And he didn't play a lot the rest of that year. He ended up getting hurt, and then he ended up coming back and having the resurgence year last year with them. But Derrick Rose is a player that, the Lakers could be interested in as a backup guard, a guy who can be a spark plug off the bench for them. In the trade package that Andy Bailey proposes from Bleacher Report, that I actually kind of like this deal, and it's because of the young player that is a potential asset that hasn't quite entirely panned out, that they're kind of disenfranchised with, may just need to change the scenery. And the deal is Kyle Kuzma and Quinn Cook for Derrick Rose. Correct. And I love this deal because that gives the Pistons an opportunity with Kyle Kuzma, who is a positionless forward. He can play all 3 forward positions up top. He's played center, he's played 4, and he's played the 3. I'd probably look at him as the 4 on the Pistons right now and put him alongside on one of the wings with Sekou Doumbouya and play a 4 out 1 in and go that route with Kuzma there and have that. He's young. He's very young. He's still got a lot to learn, a lot to build on. He's just kind of taking a step back, and maybe that change of scenery where he's able to flourish a little bit more, not playing in LeBron's shadow. He's able to take a bigger role and build his talents a little bit more than he is able to right now in LA. And I think for the Lakers, looking at Derrick Rose, like I said, it's a guy who can be a scorer right away off the bench for them and be a big time player in that rotation, and a team that truly wants to win now. So it works for both teams. I like the idea.
Maybe it's wishful thinking to say that Kuzma going back home makes him better.
Oh, he's from like Mount Pleasant or something, isn't he? Or Saginaw?
I don't know what city he's from, actually.
Draymond's from Saginaw.
I don't know what city Kuzma's from.
Hang on. I think it says in this article.
I don't think it does.
Just as Michigan native, so I don't actually know. I'll look that up for you. But what are your thoughts on that package?
No, so again, I haven't seen the other 3, so I can't compare. But right now, I would do this deal.
Flint.
Yep. I would do this deal because I think Kuzma is very much the type of player that we need. I still think we need some
wing presence, and he's a positionless type of player.
Exactly, because we still can't we're giving Sekou a lot of run right now. We still can't. It's not like he's a guy we can rely on if we were actually winning games. So Kuzma's the guy that you can actually rely on, and you can bring Sekou along more slowly. Which is
what I want them to do. I want them to slow him down.
He'd be a really nice complimentary piece to guys like Zvi and to like a Tony Snell, Markieff Morris,
who also played well last night.
Yeah, so
they had 3 double doubles last night. When's the last time we saw 3 Pistons players with double doubles in a game? Because you had D Rose, you had Markieff, and then you had Thon Maker put up a double double. Who saw that coming?
So it can't be that long because I know there's a lot of games where both Griffin and Drummond had double doubles last year, and I'm sure someone had 10 assists.
I don't know. Well, no, and also adding Quinn Cook to the mix as well is something that they can look at. He'd be a rotational guard for them. I love the deal. I think it's a good situation for everybody involved here. Especially with Kuzma coming to Detroit to build his talents a little bit better. I think it's a great opportunity for the Pistons there.
So the next trade's with the Sixers here, and it's Derrick Rose for Zaire Smith, Jonah Bolden, and a second-round pick. This one isn't quite as intriguing. The pick could, this can be a back of the second-round pick, so it's not really going to translate to much. Zaire Smith is really the only intriguing piece of this to me, and even he's completely unproven. I just really liked him coming out of college.
He's 20 years old, and he's only played just over 100 minutes in the NBA.
He's completely unproven, but I did like him coming out of college. He's a high flyer, very flashy guy, very high athleticism. But what I really liked about him is he's a multi-positional defender. And that's what I touted when we were doing our mock drafts on the Big Show. That was one of the big things I touted about Zaire Smith when we were doing our NBA mock drafts was his defensive ability. And again, this could end up being your trade Derrick Rose for literally nothing, or you could get a nice
It's a
diamond
big
in the rough.
It's a big sink or swim trade.
I'd definitely
right
rather
there.
Kuzma trade right there.
Oh, 100%.
Between
Because
these two.
Kuzma's quite a bit more proven
Yeah.
than any of those guys.
And I have no idea who Jordan Bolton is. I'll be honest with you.
Next trade's with the Orlando Magic. It's DJ Augustine. He's familiar with the city and the team, and a first-round pick
Done.
for Derrick Rose. I would be shocked if you got this for Derrick Rose. Again, this is a desperation-type
You
trade.
don't even have to give me DJ.
That
Give
I
me the
don't-
first. Just give me the first. I'll be
Well, you
happy.
got to make the contract work.
I know.
but
I loved DJ Augustine when he was here in Detroit.
he's not a bad player at
but-
all.
I just want the first. That's all I really want.
I don't understand what the point of this is for the Magic to do this. And the reason being,
Because the way Marco Fultz has been playing. I mean,
I
he's-
guess, but at the
then you
same
got
time,
then you got two really injury-prone point guards in your
is
roster.
well true. But are the Orlando Magic really trying to win now? I mean, Derrick Rose being there for a year and a half and mortgaging their future with a first-round pick, what's that do for them?
You're not going to win this year. They just lost one of their best guys.
I know.
Isaac.
I know. So well, I don't quite understand what this trade does for the Orlando Magic that moves the needle for them. I don't get that trade for them at all.
The same thing I said about Atlanta. I don't care about their motives. Just do it.
Well, Atlanta made a little more sense.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it doesn't really make much sense to me. But if they...
If it involves first-round pick, give it to me.
Oh, so
now.
this is from the article. Apparently, this is from the Ringer's Kevin O'Connor that Orlando is scouring the trade market for scoring help, which makes sense. Aaron Gordon has fallen off in his scoring production.
Right,
this
they
year a
do
little
need
bit.
scoring help, but at the same time, why would you mortgage your entire future for that? Like, you're giving up a first-round pick
Yeah.
on a team that's young and building.
I agree.
So that doesn't make sense.
Then again, we're coming from the Pistons, who gave up a first-round pick just to get rid of Ben Gordon when they had an amnesty clause that they could have just used.
I don't want to talk about it. Next trade's with the Chicago Bulls. And this is the final traded package as well. And this one is Cristiano Felicio and a first-round pick for Derrick Rose. Again, done.
I like that even better. It's a better first.
It is a better first-round pick. And I don't understand this trade either. Another young team still building. Why would they do this?
Put butts in seats.
It would put butts in
Bulls.
seats because you'd have Derrick Rose come back in a homecoming type situation. But is that really worth, again, mortgaging your future on a young building team? Because I actually like the way the Bulls are building right now with Markkanen and with who's the other guy they have?
They got Zach LaVine.
Zach
got Wendell
LaVine,
Carter.
Wendell Carter,
Porter, if he
Lauri
ever wants to get
Markkanen. Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter. I like the way the Bulls are building right now. So I don't understand giving up one of their first round picks for Derrick Rose as well. But if they want to do
The
it,
whole
give it to
league
me.
would be so happy. The entire league, every
What,
NBA
Derrick Rose
fan,
going back to Chicago? Hell
Every
yeah.
NBA fan would
Hell
be so
yeah.
happy.
It'd be a homecoming.
Just give up a first just to please the NBA. Just please, just please the fans.
To bring D Rose back to Chicago.
Consider it a donation to the NBA fandom as a whole. You're donating the first round pick to fandom. Just consider it like.
Watch, they bring back Thibodeau too.
Oh my god. Where is he coaching now?
I think Minnesota.
Is he still in Minnesota?
I think so.
Why did I think he got canned from Minnesota?
He may have. Let me look it up. Tom Thibodeau is coaching. He did get canned from Minnesota. He was coaching Minnesota from 2016, 2019.
So he's nowhere right now.
He's nowhere right now.
Okay.
He is unemployed. So, hey, they could bring him back.
They could. Oh my lord.
Oh,
This
jeez.
would be fun.
Bring the whole band. Call Joakim Noah also. Call everybody.
There was some. Oh, I got a.
Someone made a call to Joakim
Yeah,
Noah.
was
Who
it
was
Knicks?
that? I don't think it was. I don't think it was the Knicks. I want to say it was a playoff team. It was the Nuggets, I think. No, it was the Jazz. The Jazz, I think, called Joakim Noah because someone on their bench got hurt.
Mavericks.
Mavericks. Damn it. One of those
times the
teams.
chime.
One of those
Four times
teams,
the
like
charm.
in the Middle West area,
Dwight
like the
Powell
out
got
west
hurt.
area. Dwight Powell. That's right.
Man, I'm still mad about Dwight Powell.
Yeah.
I got auto drafted him in fantasy because I was the second late on my pick.
Yikes.
And like I already had 3 centers, and I got auto drafted Dwight Powell. Like, just can you give me a sensible auto draft? Like, why are you auto drafting me like a bottom tier center when I already have 3?
It's called the penalty pick. You deserve that.
Hey, I'm on a 6-game win streak in fantasy right now.
There you go.
I battled back from that.
There you go.
I struggled as I tried to rebuild my team because I lost out on like a mid-round pick basically because of that.
Right.
And so lost a few in the beginning, but now
There you go.
Now I'm putting it all together. Real quick before we close out, I do have one other thing to bring up that it's actually Lions related. So I don't know if you saw, I want to say it was on Monday or Tuesday, the Lions came out and said that they're very happy with Stafford at quarterback. They still view him as a quarterback of the future, all that jazz. And I remember that came out, and I was just sitting in my car, like, pissed. Like, what?
That's not how you run an organization before the draft. Even if you want Stafford, hype up the draft pick.
Exactly. And then the next day they come out and say they're very interested in taking Tua with their pick. Which is the truth?
That was quite that. You know what that sounds like to me? That was quite literally someone who's an advisor went up to them and smacked them side in the head and said, "You idiots!" That's what that sounds like to me.
Like they can't even. The Lions can't even lie properly.
No,
they can't even lie.
I'm wondering. You know what's funny is I was listening to the Ticket on the way home, and actually I think it was this morning.
Oh, what is going on? Like Funny was on, like, it wasn't on air Monday, Tuesday. He was on air yesterday. He wasn't on air today.
He's taking vacation.
Why is he over a random work day in the middle of the week, though? Just take the week off.
I don't know. But I was, I don't remember if it was this morning or this afternoon.
No, it was. They probably had to go and record the podcast one. He's like, I might as well just record the show.
Yeah. I don't remember if it was this morning or this afternoon, but they were talking about how, it was this afternoon, because they were talking about the Astros and their cheating scandal and the Red Sox and everything, and how fans down in Houston and in Boston are unapologetically still proud of their championships. They're unashamed about it. They don't care. And, you know, they posed the question of, if the Lions were to cheat to win a Super Bowl, a la the Patriots with Spygate or Deflategate, would Detroit fans cheer for that? And I sat there and said, you know what? I'd be fucking proud. I would cheer. So I'd say, you know, we won a Super Bowl. It's all I care about.
We almost got the whole show without having a market expression.
Oh, no, I already swore earlier. I already said they dropped one earlier.
I'll be honest with you.
I already said fuck earlier.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, just the idea of there being a Super Bowl trophy that's home in Detroit.
I would be so unapologetically happy.
I just won't feel the same.
No, it will. It will. The fact that this organization finally did whatever it takes to win a championship would make me so damn happy. I would be so unapologetic about it. Oh, you cheat! Oh, we cheated. Who cares? We won a Super Bowl. Who cares? I'd be so damn happy. But then they said. But then they were joking around about how the Lions would find a way to screw up the cheating aspect too. They would forget to press record while watching the Bengals practice or some shit. Or they would accidentally upload it to YouTube and then it'd be all over Twitter.
No, they're doing the trash can thing, but the trash can's telling them what kind of defense to be and cover three, two bangs for three bangs for cover three, two bangs for cover
the
two.
Team's package is going out on the field.
This is what I'm saying though.
They exchange playbooks.
Yeah. True, and then they go out, and then you can change up your defense, or you're still in the same the same personnel that wouldn't work. But what I'm trying to get at is they use the trash cans
to get the exact play call in the formation.
Exactly, and the guy who's supposed to be banging the trash cans forgets what the signal is.
He falls. He just starts banging it at random times. That brings back a memory. So this is kind of, I promise this is kind of related.
Okay.
So I was in band in middle school, right?
Yes.
And for one specific song, and I was in the percussion area, and for one specific song, I played the triangle. Okay. And so during our Christmas concert, because it was the triangle, I said, I don't need to practice this, right? So during our Christmas concert, here I am standing there in the back with the triangle, and I am lost on where we are in the music. And I mean lost. I have no idea what the hell is going on. So I'm sitting there with a big ass smile on my face, just hitting it randomly.
You should have gone full Will Ferrell cowbell.
I'm literally just hitting it randomly at random parts of the song, going, "Yep, this sounds right."
What in the world is wrong with you?
So that would be the Lions cheater guy, the video guy.
To band practice? You're
no, I did, but I could never figure out where we were in that song. We didn't practice it very much, but
I just picture you're going to see a concert and the drummer just high out of his mind.
I mean, okay, it was.
Drum beat
let's be real.
He's just playing random drum loops. What song?
Let's be real.
The drummer doing?
It was a triangle. Nobody, not even the band director, noticed. He looked at percussion and went, "Great job." I went, "Thank God." Oh man. And I pretty much quit right after that. I was like, I ain't cut out for this. Oh man. But that would quite literally be the Lions video guy that's trying to cheat for the Lions. He'd just bang it on random plays, and you'd have the Lions get beat. Have blown coverages the whole time.
Yeah.
But that would be the Lions not even be able to cheat properly. Oh God. So, but no, I would absolutely be unapologetically proud that my team that the Lions finally did whatever the fuck it took to win a damn championship. I don't care anymore. It's been like 60 some odd years. Let's please finally do what it takes to win a title.
I'll tell you what's going to happen.
They're going to get there and then blow it, and then their whole cheating thing's going to get ruined right before the Super Bowl.
With sports gambling now becoming legalized, like more and more, the mob is going to get his hand back into sports, and basically what we're going to find out is the Fords have had ties with the mob.
Oh God,
dating back to like the 50s, 40s, 30s, and they're going to reconnect with the old mob families they're tied to. And
you have quite the imagination.
And the mob's
here.
going to help them fix games.
You have quite the imagination. We'll have Cleek Blakeman refereeing every one of our games to help us.
If you found out the Lions were mobbed up and they basically bribed other teams or blackmailed other teams into losing and they won the Super Bowl, if that was the way they did it, would you be happy?
Do we get to keep the trophy?
Yeah.
Does it stay in the NFL record book as a championship win?
Assuming that there's still no thing where you're going to eliminate someone's trophy.
Then at that point, we won't even remember the case in 40 years, so sure. It might hurt for like 10 years. But let's be, in all reality, let's be honest. Who's going to remember?
That would be the biggest scandal in all of sports.
Oh, hell yeah, it would be. It'd be the biggest thing since the Sheila Show Jackson, the Black Sox game. Are you kidding me?
It'd be the biggest thing since the Astros.
Nah, it'd be bigger than that. They didn't fix games. They just cheated to win. And I'll be honest with you, I would bet you at least 60-70% of teams cheat in a similar fashion in baseball.
Did you hear what the Tigers said?
Oh, that there was that they had heard rumblings that anytime you went to Houston or Boston, you had to change up your signs.
Not that. They said it was something along the lines of our organization has not been involved in any sign stealing in recent years.
in recent years.
Yeah, we used to do that shit, but we're past it.
I believe me, I guarantee you they had a dude in center field with binoculars looking at the call at home plate and had someone on speakerphone or some shit and was calling it in. Almost guaranteed that shit has happened before. Or they had a scout at a team's previous game and they stole the signs and then gave them all and then they sold it on the base pass and every team cheats in sign steals all the time. It's very common.
So you can pull over by a cop. Do you have any drugs on you? Not right now.
I did like 10 minutes ago. You should have got me. Oh, man.
Anyway. Anything else to add before we close this out?
No, that is going to call it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for listening once again. Check out our live show on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, www.twitch.tv/The Fan Report. We go live on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. We thank you guys again for listening. Andrew, thank you for joining me. And we will catch you guys next week. This has been the Fan Reporters by fans.
For fans.
Thank you guys again. Have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Peace.